this transitional phase, what has been your experience in terms of working with EU companies? How have they been assessing their supply chains, and what kinds of contractual changes and clauses have you seen coming up in these kinds of procurement contracts and other legal documents between EU importers and the exporters across the globe?
Yes, thank you. That's a very good question, and actually, what we're seeing, especially during the transitional phase, and even now in the beginning of the definitive phase, has been very patchy and inconsistent. A lot of companies, and this covers importers as well as exporters, have not necessarily been taking as many actions as they could have done to prepare for this definitive stage of CBAM, whereas others have been very proactive and have been putting several measures in place already. So it's been very inconsistent and even difficult to see a pattern in there. You've had some very large exporters of steel goods to the EU that have been working very hard on working on verification of their emissions with even some uncredited verifiers, because the accreditation wasn't there yet, but really putting everything in place so that they can hit the ground running and starting. And we've seen other large exporters that have only been starting to think about this as from January this year, with the definitive phase already kicking in. And the situation has been a bit similar with importers in the EU, some of which were struggling during the definitive phase to really make all the reports during the transitional period, with others really focusing on this quite a bit and working hard and already auditing their suppliers, asking very targeted questions, and starting to look at contractual clauses and other such measures to put in place. What we've been seeing from contractual clauses, that importers that have been ready and have been proactive on this, have been a number of different elements that EU buyers have been increasingly embedding into supply agreements. Of course, one key element has been data accuracy warranties and representations, whereby the importer wants the supplier to warrant that emissions data provided or to be provided, because some of these are for further down the line in the future, would be complete, accurate, and prepared in accordance with the relevant CBAM methodology. We were also seeing measures relating to audit and inspection rights, whereby either the importer or a third party appointed by the importer could audit the supplier's emissions monitoring systems and production records. So a bit of an extra verification on top of the verification by the third party verifiers. Price adjustments and carbon cost pass-through provisions, whereby the contract explicitly state that the CBAM certificate costs may result in price adjustments, especially if there is some unexpected results there or recalculation by the NCAs or the Commission of the emissions data. A very common one is also notification obligations, whereby suppliers must notify buyers promptly of any material change in production processes, energy sources, or emissions intensity that could have an impact on CBAM imports. And finally, indemnity clauses and termination triggers, whereby indemnity clause, that's pretty clear, but also termination triggers, whereby an importer can immediately terminate a contract in case there is one or persistent failures to supply verified data or material misrepresentations. Now, how heavy and how strong and how many of these clauses that we see really depend on the negotiating power of the importer. If you have a small importer dealing with a large supplier, of course, there's less room for that importer to impose their contractual obligations on the suppliers. But where we have importers with strong buying power, and especially with smaller suppliers, there we are seeing sometimes much stronger obligations entering into the contracts.
Thanks, Byron. I think that is very useful information for any company that's doing business with the EU, and it really is the right time for them to take a relook at their contracts.